Okay, so this is our final part, and I'm going to be showing you a shortcut to polynomial long division. So the shortcut is called synthetic division. So synthetic division is a shorthand method to find the quotient and remainder when dividing a polynomial by a monic linear binomial. So something like this. This process is equivalent to polynomial division, but requires much less writing. And if you want more information, you can see Appendix A1 in your textbook. So let's now, before we go into it, talk about some warnings. So I'm trying to make this look as scary as possible, but there are some warnings. You cannot always use this. So synthetic division can only be used when the divisor is monic and linear. So like x minus 1 or x plus 5, this is monic and linear. It cannot be used for non-monic divisors. So remember, something is non-monic when there is a coefficient other than 1 in front of x here. And then it cannot be used for non-linear divisors. So that's when you have like a squared or a cubed here. You can't use them. So you can only ever use them when you're monic and linear. If it's not monic or linear, you have to use your traditional polynomial long division. So let's jump into this question here. And now before we actually do it and I show you the process, let me just show you how we would normally do it. So don't write this down, but you can just kind of appreciate how quickly it's going to be by seeing how we would traditionally do it. So if I was to traditionally do this question, I would do this. So don't feel you have to write this down. I would do it like this. Okay, let's go. I would go this by this is x squared. Then I would multiply down. Then I would get plus x squared. Then I would have to subtract. This would be negative 5x squared. Then I would have to carry down the x. Then I would go this by this is going to be minus 5x. Then I would go this by this is minus 5x squared. And this is going to be minus 5x. And then I would minus, and then I would go plus. So this is going to become 6x. And then I would carry down the 6. Then I'd go x by this will be plus 6 here. And then this by this will be 6x. This will be 6. I'll get 0 out there because I am subtracting. So this is going to be my answer. And as you can see, that took some time. It took some time. It's nice because we got a remainder of 0 out, so that was pleasant. But you can see that took some time. So synthetic division is going to provide us a means of doing this a bit quicker. So let me show you how you would do it. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to look at your divisor and you're going to go, is it monic? Yes. Is it linear? Yes. So therefore I can use synthetic division. The next thing that you do is you take this, you set it equal to 0, and you solve it for x. So pretty easy. You're just really changing the sign there. So that means I'm using negative 1. Then you're going to do an upside down division sign, and you're going to put another line underneath it. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to put down the coefficient of each of your terms. So the coefficient of this one is 1. So I'll put a 1 here. The coefficient of x squared is negative 4. The coefficient of x here is 1. The coefficient of my last one, well, it's not a coefficient, it's just your constant. Your constant is 6. Perfect. So I've got negative 1 here because I had to solve this for x. And now we're actually going to do it. So this is synthetic division. So ready? You bring down the first term. So this is 1. Then you go negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. So I multiplied here. Then I'm going to go negative 4 plus negative 1 is minus 5. So as you can see, I plussed down. And then you're going to repeat this process. So I'm now going to do the following. I'm now going to go negative 1 times negative 5 is going to be 5. Then I'm going to plus down. Then I'm going to go negative 1 times 6 is negative 6. Then I plus down, and that's going to be 0. And what you end up here is the coefficients of everything you need. So this 1 tells me it's x squared. Then I've got negative 5x. Then I've got plus 6. And that's my answer. So I'm done. So my answer is just that. So it gave me the coefficient of everything I needed. And then the last one that it gives you, this last one is my remainder. So this is my remainder. And because my remainder is 0, it just means I get 0 out. But do you see how that is so much quicker to the traditional way of doing it? So let's do it again. So let's come over here now and let's do it a bit quicker. So I begin by saying, well, if this is x minus 2, I'm going to be left with solving it for x, which means I'm dealing with 2. Then I put down the coefficients of everything. I put another line underneath, and then we get started. So I carry down this first one. This is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. I plus these together to get -1. -7 plus 6 is -1. 2 times -1 is -2. Then I plus these together. It's going to be -6. Then I get 2 times -6 is -12. And then I plus these together. It's going to be 0. So that means my answer is going to be 3x squared minus x minus 6. And in this case, my remainder, again, is going to be 0. So this is my remainder. There is no remainder here. So that means I've just found my answer. This is my answer. Let's go to the next one. So again, we begin by writing it out. I've got 3 here, this. Now I've got 1. Now I don't have an x squared term here, so I have to put a 0. So notice that I don't have an x squared term, so I put a 0 here. Then I go 2, I go -1, I put a line here, and we get, I drop down this 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. I plus them, I get 18. 3 by, oh, sorry. I plus them. 2 plus 9 is 11. 3 plus 11 is 33. So this is going to be 32. So that means I'm going to get x squared plus 3x plus 11 plus 32 on my remainder. So it's 32 is my remainder. So it's going to be 32 on x minus 3. So again, it's really important to realize that your last term here is your remainder. Can I write this like this? Is my remainder. Perfect. Last one. So let's now go through this one. So because it's x plus 3, I put a -1 here. I go 2, 2. Now I'm missing an x term, so I have to put 0 there, -1. Do that there. I drop down my first term. This times this is -6. This plus this is -4. This by this is 12. 12. This by this is going to be -36. This plus this is -37. So my answer is 2x squared minus 4x plus 12 minus 37 on my divisor, x plus 3. And that's how you do it. So again, just to stress, the last thing that you find here is your remainder. This is your remainder here. And that's synthetic division. Can I repeat the warnings yet again? The warnings. You can only use it if it's monic and linear. Then you're kind of away. So you can see it's a lot quicker. Hopefully you found this helpful. And that's the end of this lesson. So good luck with your exercises, and make sure you refer to the videos of the exercise questions if you get stuck.